Did you know that defining your ideal client isn't just a foundational piece of marketing strategy? Nope, it's actually an energetic decision that affects your content, your energy, and really, I guess, your entire business experience. It can impact how you show up, who you attract, and how confident you feel in your content. In today's episode, I want to offer you a different way to think about your ideal client, one that's more intuitive, more aligned, and more about how you want to feel in your business. So, if you've ever felt boxed in by defining your ideal client avatar, listen in to explore a new way of finding the kind of client that lights you up, the one who energizes you, stretches you, and makes your content feel really good again. Welcome to the Powerful Content Podcast, your go-to source for content creation, strategy, and business inspiration. I'm your host, Mel Daniels, content strategist, coach, and speaker, empowering women across the globe to grow their business with powerful content that connects, nurtures, and converts. So, if you're ready to create standout content that gets you noticed and remembered, or build an aligned audience who love you and are ready to buy from you, you're in the right place. I believe that content has the power to connect us all. It's up to you how you use it. Listen in for genuine and insightful chats with guests, as well as practical tools and strategies from me. It's so lovely to have you here. Let's dive into the show. I acknowledge the Wongal people of the Eora Nation as the traditional custodians of the country that I am recording from today. I recognise their continuing connection to the land and waters. I pay my respects to elders past and present and extend that respect to all First Nation people listening today. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to episode 180 of the Powerful Content Podcast. Wow, just saying that number made me realise how close we are to that big 200 episodes. Oh my goodness, I'll definitely need to do something to celebrate that milestone. Any suggestions? Let me know, send them my way. I would love to celebrate. Anyway, let's put numbers aside because today we are talking about feelings and specifically feeling into choosing the right ideal client for us as heart-led entrepreneurs. Now, last week on the podcast, I explored why your ideal client is such a powerful part of your content strategy and how to use content to attract them. So if you haven't listened to that yet, you might want to pop back and queue up episode 179 when you're done here. But today I'm building on that conversation because I'm going to offer you a slightly different lens because you know that I love to challenge you and give you different perspectives. I'm going to give you a different lens because I think that defining your ideal client isn't just about demographics or nailing pain points. That can just feel so, I just didn't like saying that word, pain points at all. I just really hate that term, but it can make it feel so heavy and desperate for something that should feel good deep inside. So this is a conversation about you, your energy, your excitement, and your growth. And I know how important who you're speaking to is. I mean, I spoke about it in episode 179, but the thing that we most often forget about is that yes, you are really the most important person in the room. And guess what? Your needs get to come first. So, just for the next 10 minutes or so, let's throw out the usual ideal client avatar templates mentality and instead explore what it feels like to choose the right person to work with. So, often we get stuck trying to build this perfect picture or this perfect story of our ideal client: age, income, number of kids, what kind of car they drive, blah, blah, blah. These surface level avatar exercises can lead to disconnection. And while those demographic type of things can sometimes be helpful, they don't always tell you what you really need to know, which is, do I want to work with this person? Do I enjoy the work with this person? And is this a relationship that energizes me or drains me? In addition, you're often steered towards choosing the best ideal client that will make you the most money, which, once again, on the surface is great. However, these ideal clients created on paper don't always feel real or exciting to us. They just feel, well, I guess I guess ordinary is the best word that I can think of. Mundane, everyday. Traditional ideal client avatar templates can box you in and lead you to content that feels kind of empty, or perhaps same old, or perhaps like it's written for someone else's dream client, not yours. You know what I'm talking about, right? And the result of this is that content becomes harder to write because you're genuinely not connected to the person who it's for. So today I've got 3 powerful questions to help you find that feeling of alignment, not just the facts when it comes to choosing or even reviewing your ideal client. So, question number 1: am I excited to work closely with this client? Such a simple question, but it's one that gets overlooked, I think. You get so caught up in whether a client is ideal on paper, but do you actually like the idea of working with them potentially week in and week out in some circumstances? Think about all of the clients that you have already worked with who made you light up when their name popped into your inbox, all the conversations you've had with people that left you thinking, oh, that was really fun, that felt really good. Notice that anticipation, the joy, and the connection. Now, in a recent call in the Content Effect, one of the members was talking about a client that they were working with and what she was doing for them. Her face was lit up and her voice was light. And it was very obvious to me, and I'm sure everyone else on that call, that she was excited to be working with this client. And that is the way it should be. I learned recently that excitement is a powerful intuitive filter. And I've never looked at it like this, but excitement tells you what your heart is saying yes to. And I think that that's such a great way of looking at the feeling of excitement. And when you're excited about people who you serve, then it becomes so much easier to show up and serve them well. And then the result of being excited makes content and marketing feel more enjoyable and sustainable. So once you've thought about who you'd like to work with, I'd love for you to check your excitement meter. What is it saying to you? Now, question number 2 is, does this work with this person energize me? So this one goes probably a step deeper, and it's not just about the person, it's about the work with the person. Sometimes we take on work that we're good at, but it can leave us feeling drained or bored or resentful. Just because you're good at something doesn't mean that it lights you up and you should be doing it with people. I'm really good at meal planning, but I don't get excited about sitting down on a Sunday morning and doing it. I don't look forward to it. I don't wish I could be doing it every day. So I want you to ask yourself honestly, when I create offers, content, services for this person that I'm thinking of as my ideal client, does it energize me? Does it feel spacious, happy, joyful, playful, interesting? If the work feels heavy or frustrating, then that's probably a red flag. You deserve to feel good in your business, and content is so much easier to create when you're creating it from a place of positive energy, not obligation. And question number 3, will working with this person help me grow? An interesting one. I think that this question is key to building a sustainable heart-led business. So growth doesn't have to mean doing more or going faster or more clients or more money. It can also mean depth, fulfillment, or expansion, which to me is kind of just as important as dollars in my bank account. So think about this. Does working with this person who you're thinking of as your ideal client stretch you in a good way? Does it pull out even more creativity in you? Does it invite you into deeper, fulfilling conversations? Does it challenge you to be even more you? If it does, then that's when you'll create content that not only meets them where they are, but inspires both of you to be, to have, or to do things differently in your life. I mean, imagine the possibilities. Aligned clients help us evolve, not just show up continually as the same person day in and day out. And that's when business becomes more than just a job, a task, a thing to do. That's when it becomes more meaningful and you feel like it's on purpose. Yes, I know there will be times when financial situations mean saying yes to someone that may usually be a no, or doing work that's not in your wheelhouse. I have definitely done this. But as long as you keep coming back to those people and keep them in the forefront of your mind, who help you be more you, then that is the main thing. So you might be thinking, this is great, Mel, but what does feeling into my ideal client have to do with content? Well, the answer is everything. Absolutely everything. Because when you know who energizes you and how you want to feel in your work, your content simply becomes an extension of that. Your messaging is clearer because it's coming from a place of connection and truth. Your content flows more easily because you're speaking to someone you want to help, you genuinely want to help them. And you stop second guessing yourself because you're not trying to convince or hard sell to someone who just isn't right for you. And this is exactly what I mean when I talk about powerful content. And it's the reason this podcast has powerful content in the title. It doesn't come from hacks or scripts or formulas. It comes from the simplicity of alignment and how you feel. So if something's feeling a little bit off with your content, then maybe it's time to revisit who you're creating it for and how you feel about them. Now, as I do every week on this podcast, I'd love to leave you with some reflection prompts to help you explore how you feel about your ideal client and perhaps challenge you into change or action. So maybe grab a journal or just sit with these questions quietly for a moment once the episode is finished, however you want to do it. The first question is, when have I felt the most energized in my business? And who was I working with? Or sometimes asking the opposite question to this is easier here. Who drains me and why? Number 2 is, what values are non-negotiable in the people that I work with? And 3, how do I want to feel after a session or interaction with a client? So sit with these and maybe they might just be the catalyst to changing how you feel about your business and your content. So if you've been stuck on the question, who is my ideal client or who is the right ideal client for me, then I hope this episode has helped you look at it through a new and different lens. One that feels a little bit more human, more intuitive, and more aligned with how you want to work and create. And if you want to go deeper with this work, I've created something to help you. It's called the Unboring Ideal Client Avatar Workbook. It's a workbook that helps you connect with your dream clients in a whole new, different, and fun way. There's no generic avatar templates or jargon, just prompts that help you get crystal clear on the people you love to serve simply by looking at them in a different light. You can download the workbook via the link in the show notes. Okay, I have a wish for you this week, and this wish is, may it be filled with people and clients who energize you, that help your content flow with ease, and a business that feels really good. Talk soon. Thanks so much for listening. That's it for another week. To get more powerful content in your life, make sure you're following along on socials. My handle is @meldbusiness. And just in case you're wondering, the groovy music for this podcast was created by Just Here on SoundCloud. I'd also be super grateful if you took a moment to rate and review this podcast so more amazing women like you can experience the power of content. And if you're like, hell Mel, stop talking, I'm ready to work with you now, here's how we can work some powerful content magic together. Firstly, come and join the Content Effect, my membership inspiring women with service-based businesses to ditch the content chaos and start creating stand-out content that gets you noticed and makes sales. You can join us by using the link in the show notes or just Google the Content Effect. The second way we can work together is via my one-on-one packages. We can create a sustainable content strategy or start to build out your client journey. It's up to you. Pop on over to meldbusinessservices.com.au/services to find out more. Until next time, have a beautiful week and embrace the power of your content.